Hello, and welcome back to my Shrek series. So let's talk about the Shrek 5 teaser. I know this is old news by now, but I've been in the middle of moving and hadn't really had the time to sit down and organize my thoughts. Until now. And oh boy, do I have thoughts. Let's start with the most controversial topic, the design change. It's an interesting decision. The Shrek franchise always had a semi realistic feel to its characters, despite most of them being non human. That realism came, in part, from how the actual humans in the movie were designed, detailed and textured to resemble the real world. Now, in Shrek 5, the characters look more cartoony, but crucially, they aren't unrecognizable. I'm not going to judge that negatively just yet. Plenty of long running franchises update their art styles over time, and Shrek is far from the first nor the last to do so. That said, it is odd, especially considering Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which came out only 3 years ago, kept the original Shrek design. The animation studio switch might be part of the reason. This will be the first official Shrek movie made by Illumination Studios, and as of now, there's no confirmed information on whether Pacific Data Images, the original animation studio for Shrek, is involved. If PDI isn't animating this, there might be legal reasons for the design change in of itself. We won't know until more details come to light. There's also the chance the movie itself will provide an in-universe reason for the new look, but we'll get to that in a moment. The teaser itself is short and simple. Shrek and Donkey scroll through the magic mirror, using it as a version of social media. We get glimpses of an older Shrek, Donkey and Fiona, as well as a possibly teenage Felicia, Shrek's daughter, and Pinocchio. That's it. That's the whole teaser. But even with such a short clip, there's plenty to speculate about. So let's dive into some of my theories, my hopes, and of course, my concerns. First, despite the teaser itself, I highly doubt the movie will revolve around social media, at least not in the way of like Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's more than likely just a marketing gimmick. It's a nod to the social media presence Shrek has maintained over the past 20 years, with memes and viral moments keeping the franchise alive even when new movies weren't coming out. Illumination Studios' CEO has said that they want to honor what fans love about Shrek, much like they did with the Super Mario Bros. Movie. And while that movie had its flaws, I did appreciate the small touches of fan service woven into it. If they applied the same philosophy to Shrek, we should expect some level of modern pop culture parody and subversion, which is, after all, the franchise's bread and butter. Now let's talk about some real speculations. I suspect Shrek 5 will focus on the next generation, particularly Felicia. Her presence in the teaser, without her brothers or Puss in Boots, makes me wonder. Will Fergus and Farkle, Shrek's other kids, be written out or retconned, or will they just play a minor role? Will Puss be central to the story, or is this absence in the teaser a hint that he won't be? And is this a coming-of-age story, subverting classic tropes in the Shrek fairy tale franchise way? Personally, I think a well-executed coming-of-age narrative would be the best-case scenario. The Shrek movies thrive when they take well-worn fantasy and pop culture ideas and flip them into unexpected ways. My only concern is that modern subversions sometimes fall into the trap of doing the trope anyway, just with a wink to the audience. Hopefully, Shrek 5 avoids this. Speaking of things I hope they avoid, I have a few major fears about where this movie could go wrong. I really don't want Shrek 5 to go the way of the later Ice Age movies, where the protagonist has a teenage daughter that they just don't understand and spends the whole movie emotionally neglecting her. Or only for a weak, last minute heart to heart to resolve everything. The formula is tired and simply bad. I also don't want Felicia's story to just be a reversal of Fiona's, an ogre girl who wants to be human but learns to accept herself. That would be so lazy, especially if it's framed as a romance where she transforms for love. Please, let's not do that. Honestly, I'd love for this movie to have no romance at all. Let Felicia's journey be about her, not about some love interest. But I recognize that might be asking too much from a mainstream animated film series. Now that I've spent some time talking about what I don't want the movie to be about, here is my dream scenario. I want Shrek 5 to be an adventure of self-discovery for Felicia. Shrek takes a back seat. Not that he's unimportant, but this isn't really his story. He's had 4 movies of personal growth already. Let him rest. If Shrek does have a role, I'd actually love for him to be the perfect dad this time. Let him not be the problem for once. Instead, Fiona should be the one with the arc. Maybe she starts repeating the same mistakes her parents made, pushing Felicia into rigid expectations. Maybe she doesn't even realize she's doing it at first. This could create real tension between them, tension that leads to an adventure where Fiona is forced to confront the trauma she endured as a child and how she's unintentionally passing it down. By the end, Fiona and Felicia break the cycle of generational trauma together. Actually, yeah, that's what this movie needs to be. Anything less, and I think it will fall short of the franchise's legacy. Wow, I didn't really expect that last part to become a sermon, but here we are, one step closer to enlightenment. Now it's your turn. What are your theories? What do you want from Shrek 5? What do you not want? Let me know, and let's continue this story later.